I can't do it with the hat.
Buddy.
With the hat on its own, but
Fucking
you know what I can do though?
Gotta make a fucking... Let's go.
I can make the hat fit.
All right, we need to look up. So let me tell you.
What am I jamieing here? What am I googling?
What's up?
A one-handed Googler. I am
J.C. Whitney for sure.
J.C. Whitney.
Yeah, because this all J.C. Whitney parts up in this bitch. We're gonna look up some comps. We're gonna see if they've inflated the price beyond the inflation.
Sounds good. Hey, welcome back to the Modcast. My name's Jake Overall.
Oh, and I'm Gabe Anderson. We're fucking rolling.
We are in the process
Y'all
of
just
trying
watch me
to
defile the fuck out of this if this guy puts it in the edits. If not,
we might throw a piece of that in there.
The world's fastest dragster, 166 miles an hour.
Holy fucking shit, dude. My TC does like 130 something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I really don't like ripping these pages, but...
Well, if you can't get them all...
We're trying to figure out if J.C. Whitney is gouging or not.
Yeah, so... this, unfortunately, when this one was acquired, it was all fucked already. Like, there was nothing, really, that could have been done, at least to my knowledge. Regardless, I won't rip the other ones apart. But I got them apart so we could see the pages of this thing, because there's just a bunch of, we're talking... This is a Hot Rod magazine from April 1957. I was looking at the parts in here and noticed it was J.C. Whitney and Company, which is obviously still a business.
Apparently, they have the domain carparts.com.
What? Good for them.
Yeah. You type in J.C. Whitney and carparts.com comes up
Interesting.
as the first ad. I don't see...
Like an actual...
Yeah, I see their Instagram. Have a lot of these big companies kind of moved away from hosting their own stores, though?
I would assume so, honestly, at this point in time.
I mean, honestly, though, like, if you just made this stuff, like, isn't it easier to have other people ship it out for you?
Yeah.
Might not always get there on time, but...
But so the one that was
easier.
in question here, Jake, the one that I pulled up before, is the electric push-button door kit. For $14.95. Which we
discovered was what?
Like $161.
$161.
But I mean, like, that's pretty fair, right?
Okay.
But do they have anything like that now?
A push-button door kit. Explain that to me. Is it like electronic? Is it just
I'm
like
just
a
assuming
spring
it's
open?
like an old hot rodder thing where you it was like a door popper.
Okay.
And like you just walk up, press a button.
Well,
what
I mean...
do like a 57 Chevy. Come on, try 5.
You want to go Chevy?
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
let's do it. Nomad?
Do like, what other ones do they list? Probably a 210.
Base or Del Rey?
I don't know what the Del Rey trim is. Do the base.
Let's just go base. What do we want?
Oh,
8
put the
cylinders.
big one in it. Come
yeah,
on.
of course. Big engine. Let's go.
Spare tire carriers. All
Oh,
right.
we're all over the place. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, here we are. This is we got some gas tanks. We got
I'm sure it's all really
straps.
just repop stuff at this point in time. In all
probably.
honesty. Holy fucking $46 for those LED off-road lights, though? Like the pods?
Oh, hey.
That's a
I might just go ahead and get some of those for my truck.
Yeah, that's cheap as fuck.
At that price, why are they so cheap? Where they actually made J.C. Whitney.
JC China.
J. China.
Yeah. Oh, and then let's see, what was some other stuff we were gonna peek in here? There was the new home of Iskardar and Cams. Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is like I said, April 57. So I'm pretty sure Iskardian. How the fuck would you say that?
Isky?
Isky Racing Cams. I'm pretty sure this is Isky Racing Cams. Fucking
Is that ISKY?
ISKY. Yeah. It makes some good shit. They sponsor, actually, I'm pretty sure Isky sponsors
fuck.
one of the guys on Street Outlaws.
Okay.
Oh.
Ed Iskandarian Racing Cams.
Yeah, that's how I'd say it. Iskandarian. That sounds right.
Is that the...
Iskandarian. Yep. The new home of Iskandarian Cams.
Iskandarian Racing Cams. Cool. So yeah, that is their new
Wait,
name.
what's their address there?
West Compton, California.
So the address
store.
here is 607 North Inglewood Avenue,
So-
Inglewood 3, California.
They have definitely moved. This says 16020 S South Broadway, Gardena, California, 90248.
Interesting.
Neat.
Cool. Same company.
They got some...
Hey, thank you for...
all 29 of their reviews, they have a 4.8.
Let's go.
Wow. Summit Racing has their stuff. Sorry for the interruption.
Hey, thanks, Summit. Don't go on Jegs. We're not supporting Jegs
No,
anymore.
that's fine. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I bet it does use cookies. Doesn't everything, though?
Yeah. They got a track. Come on.
Hydraulic
They gotta sell you
lifters.
stuff.
Okay, let's go.
Iski's going to be all... They're good racing cam stuff. Cam
Sweet.
and anything cam related, as far as I know.
Yeah, that's not bad. Not in stock, though. In
So-
stock.
I wanted to look up E3 spark plugs.
We're
so-
going to go right at the spark plug, guys.
Yeah, let's go right at the
Sure,
front. Why not?
that's
Why
fine.
not? So I saw a very interesting ad in here. It's actually on the second, well, technically it's the fourth page of this issue. But so it's the Auburn triple electrodes, and it says they are not guaranteed for life.
Nope.
That's
They
fun.
didn't they like embolden not?
Yes, not.
Did
with
they
an
underline it too?
They did. Actually, not emboldened, but
Just
is
underlined?
Yeah, very interesting. I wanted to see if any of E3. So, I guess they connect their 3 electrodes. That's, I guess, a little different than
Do they?
the
Oh,
there's,
yeah,
the
look, they're
bridge across
towered.
them.
Weird.
Very
I
interesting.
wonder what the advantage to that is. Maybe stability.
You're
like-
supposed to be. I'm sure it stabilizes the spark, or it gives it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, it jumps a couple times.
Smaller arcs, cleaner burn,
So
quicker
still,
burn.
Still the same concept here. Assuming that it works as well as those ones do.
I wonder. Do you think these are worth trying?
E3s?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I know they're in a. They might actually be in all of the top fuel cars.
Well, then that makes sense to me.
I know they're at least in a car or two as sponsors, but a lot of people might actually run those.
Hold on a
Don't quote
second.
me on that.
Let me look something up.
Okay. There's plenty of other fun jazz in here. Oh, the 5 engines. Let's talk about some engine branding, right? So you have your Vortex, you have like your Ford Modular series, you have the LSs, you have all that jazz, right?
Yeah.
You have what's another one? The Triton. Are there any other like engine family names that?
Oh, like from what manufacturers?
Just any engine manufacturer. But
I mean, you named a bunch of them. I would
at
say.
least the Americans. I was thinking does Toyota or
I mean, they got the family names, which are just letter
like-
denominations.
like AZ, right?
AZ, AR,
JZ.
GR, JZ,
GZ,
all that
stuff
stuff.
like that.
And then there's a number, and it all indicates, there's a chart that tells you, but it all indicates something about the engine.
So I wanted to go over this little article here for Chevy. So this is the 5 engines. What's under Chevy's hoods this year?
You read me a couple of the names earlier, and it was,
It's
I just,
like, talk about some.
come on.
Talk about some marketing. my
This is
guys.
this is baby steps marketing here.
So we have the Blue Flame 6, which is if you want rock bottom thrift and sturdiness. Makes 140 horsepower.
So cheap, not powerful, runs forever.
Yep. They say.
Okay.
So right after it, they pose as a question. It says, "The world's best tested engine."
The world's best tested engine. What, like, why? Did they, how do they know that?
They just.
Isn't that kind of subjective?
Yeah, but I'm sure this probably.
1957 though.
Chevy probably also sprinkled a little bit of money on this article.
Oh, of course they did. It didn't just appear there. They had to
No.
take it out. They might have put a little extra for some goodness.
So that's the base model engine, and it looks like if you can also upgrade to the TurboFire 265,
The Turbo Fire.
which has a 2-barrel carburetor and is 162 horsepower. Now,
Oof.
judging by the way this little article's wrote here, it says that those are like those are your base model engines.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can pick one or the other. There's no upcharge.
Okay.
Now let's get into the upcharge engines.
Oh boy. Big packages.
This is where we start getting into some serious horsepower.
Yeah?
Yo, yeah.
How serious we talking here? Like,
So,
pin you in your seat? Serious?
100%. 1957. I mean, this is gonna Just listen to these numbers. You aren't even going to believe this, right? So let's go to the TurboFire 283.
Whoa.
Which is actually, the 283 is the first family of the small block Chevy family.
Okay.
So that's your, I think those are technically your Gen 1 small blocks.
Mm-hmm. So V8s.
V8s. So this is the beginning. So the most customizable engine, or the strongest backed engine for aftermarket in the world, is the small block Chevy.
Mm-hmm.
And it all started here with the 283.
Makes sense.
Kind of a fun little fact. So the TurboFire 283 has twin throat carburetors, 283 inches of displacement, in case, you didn't understand it by the engine being the TurboFire 283.
They named it the size.
Yep.
It's very simple.
Yep. 185 horsepower.
Oh my god.
So we've gone from 140 to 162 to 185.
So what makes it the TurboFire 2? Did they say anything about what it is? Or they just write it there? Just, that's what they called it?
TurboFire.
How are they making these power numbers? Like, they should...
This is also... So, I don't know exactly how they changed over the years, but I do know at one point in time, the actual math to calculate horsepower changed.
Okay.
So, I'm sure there's actually some sort of a horsepower calculator to go from, like, the old style to the new style. So... Oh, God, what the fuck is it? There's some way, I can't remember what the exact thing is, but basically, like, if you ever look at a dyno sheet, if you ever notice at 5,252 RPM is where your torque and horsepower cross, and that's on every single dyno sheet that revs up to those numbers, right?
Right.
That's because the actual math to calculate horsepower is based off of, it's like, I don't remember what the first two numbers is, but it's something over something times or divided by 5252.
Torque, speed.
That's probably
horsepower equals torque times RPM divided by 252.
Hey, there you go. Torque.
So
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there it is.
So horsepower is actually a fake number. Torque is the only real number we can measure.
Of course, because it's force.
Yeah.
Like, we know how to measure force.
Exactly. We can't measure whatever this, but the easiest way to think of it is like torque is how hard you hit. Sorry, horsepower is how hard you hit the wall. Torque is how far you push it.
Right.
So, yeah.
And how fast you got there.
And how fast you got there. That too.
I love watching the videos of, like, the turbo Hondas on the fucking dyno, and it's like, no horsepower, no horsepower, no horsepower, 650 horsepower.
Yeah. or you see the big turbo ones, and it's like 200 out to like 6,000 RPM, and then all of a sudden the 800 millimeter turbo they hang off the front of this thing
spools.
finally lights, and then it's like 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah, it's great. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh,
so,
guys.
That is a great way to make a lot of power to do one thing, and that's stay within that, like, probably, I doubt the power band on that is even more than like 2,000 RPM.
It really, I bet you it's less than that on an engine. Well, no, I guess you have your VTEC and all that stuff like that. I might take that back. I'm sure Honda figure out some way to
make it linear.
Because I'm sure they figure out a way to light it sooner. They probably all like spray nitrous or something on those.
Yeah, I mean, there's ways around it, but if you're gonna drag something and like that's all you're doing, like, you pretty much just send it to redline and then go.
Fucking insane. So we have to get to the last two on here real quick, or as the person that wrote this article, which I just realized is not actually listed.
So sponsored by the magazine.
To whoever wrote this, the credits go to you. Thank you for not putting it in here. We have the real scat class.
Oh.
So we're talking big power numbers now, right?
Big power.
Yes. The Super TurboFire 283.
Super TurboFire 283. Where are we at now?
So this comes with one 4-barrel carburetor. Power. Dual exhaust. Extra power.
So much power.
I will say, they did figure out some way to open up. 220 horsepower.
That's way better. That's the only one you buy.
Exactly.
You don't buy any of the other ones.
It's like, why would you buy anything else? Let's see.
Because I doubt that engine was unreliable.
So single 4-barrel carburetor, dual exhaust, 220 horsepower, the top performance of them all. Oh, I'm sorry. That is not the big dog.
Oh, no.
The top performer of them all is the White Hot Corvette version, up to 283 horsepower, 10.5 to 1 compression, and fuel injection.
Whoa.
19
Mechanical?
Yes, that would be Chevy's first. Their first fuel injection was a mechanical fuel injection system. That's actually really cool. I didn't read all the way to the end of this article.
How does that work? Is that like a multi-ported fuel injection system, or is that like sprays into the throttle body?
I gotta be honest, I'm not sure how it is on this car. I think it's direct to port, but
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly how it works.
I wonder. What's the name of that engine?
That is it'd be a 1957 Corvette fuel injection. Man, I did know that. Why did I not know that initially, though? Because that's actually rowdy.
Hell yeah, it is. Because that's a big difference between all the other ones. Like,
Yeah.
they're all carbureted.
220 to 280?
Absolutely.
I mean, that is the only model you buy.
Of course. Unit for sale. Fuel
Hot
injection.
Rod Magazine Special.
Parts. Images. 1957 Corvette fuel injection unit.
Oh, that's funky. So it's definitely...
Is that belt driven?
Fucking probably. Sorry about that in the edit later.
Oh well. What is that? How the fuck does this thing work?
There's got to be some... You know who I almost guarantee you explains it? Engineering explained.
Jinx.
Yeah,
Yep. I bet you're right. Fuel injection.
Wait, so does it say in there how it... It does not. I wonder if it's cam driven.
It might be. That would make the most sense. Looks like it's high pressure lines here.
Corvette Mike. Numbers as follows. Interesting. This which is a mid 57 fitment for either 250 or 283 horsepower engine. There you go.
How about that? That's wicked cool. Corvette Mike. I don't know who this guy is. I've never seen him before, but
Let's see.
financing?
Anaheim, California.
What do we finance in here?
I don't know.
That's an interesting thing. Corvette Mike offers financing and leasing options on every car we sell. From 1 year to 10 years,
time
we
out.
have you covered.
What do these guys lease?
Collector cars.
Huh?
Woodside Credit, collector car financing.
What do they have for sale?
I have no idea. U.S. veteran owned. This can't be real. Is this real?
What is happening?
Call Scott.
What's up, Scott?
Or don't, but sales@corvettemike.com for more information.
What do they got for sale right now?
That's a good question. They
Go
got
to the
apparel,
cars for
art,
sale.
cars for sale.
Secret Vault. Fuck that, all the other nonsense.
Secret Vault, where?
You just went right over it. Right on a Corvette.
that one.
Whoo!
Okay.
Oh, Kindigit? What? How do these
CF1
men have a
Roadster?
Kindigit design car for
Looks
sale?
like they have two. I think they have two.
Bruh. So if that's a Kindigit car, there's a very good chance that has a Roadster shop chassis underneath it.
And it has an LS7 in it.
Wait, scroll down just a little bit. Red interior. Roadster shop custom independent spec chassis.
Yes.
I told you.
All right there, Mr.
Fucking Lingenfelter. What's up, Mike?
What's up, Mike?
At my buddy Mike. Not Mike. Well, what's up, Corvette Mike? But what's up, Mike, over at the Roadster shop? The chassis man. He's actually the manager of the chassis wing now.
That's amazing.
You know, they actually got such a high volume of sales there, they actually had to build a whole second building just for their chassis.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm really glad to know that there's that many people buying custom chassis out there.
I mean, you being a fan of Joe Rogan have definitely heard him mention everything to do with Roadster Shop.
He swears by it.
Yeah, because they're great.
They're the
He
best.
literally one time, what the fuck is Lingenfelter's name? Or not? John Hennessy. I'm
John
sorry.
Hennessy,
The John
yeah.
Hennessy interview he just did recently. He was just talking about whatever muscle car that he was driving around. He's just like, yeah, all the parts in those suck. You got to like change all those out for like Roadster Shop chassis parts. And I was just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Every time I hear that on his show, I'm just like, yeah,
like-
Mike, that's right.
It's like, I know that guy. What's up?
It's so cool.
Yeah.
I would love to build stuff like that. That would be sweet. I just don't like where they're located.
So, because Mike has told me a couple of times that he could get me a job there, probably get you one too if you're not interested.
I just don't.
They're close enough to Wisconsin that you could live in Wisconsin and commute.
You could, but
Wisconsin's better.
it is better. You're right. It is better, but they should have something like that here too.
Yeah, the New England division.
Yeah,
I'll head that
I
up.
think
They won't do it, but I'll head that up.
they should not probably do it because they're central. But unless they just have a lot of customers in the Northeast,
Have we gone over any Roadster Shop stuff before?
no, I don't
Why don't
think
we go
so.
to the Roadster Shop's website? Because have you ever been on the Roadster Shop's website?
I can't say that I have. I just know what they do
Oh,
because
buddy.
of Mike.
Oh, buddy. So,
Wow, the
The
Roadster, you
Roadster.
get a
nice. Hey,
Tesla.
shop, Mundelein,
Shop.
Illinois.
Let's go.
So,
roadstershop.com.
yes, sir.
Not clicking on your ad.
So these
Google.
guys build. I mean, this is top tier automotive here at this point in time. One quote that was told actually to my buddy Mike in an interview is, "We don't build $1 million cars. We build cars with $1 million paint jobs."
Aha.
Yeah,
Like, wow.
yeah. So they do a bunch of really cool stuff.
That's
a whole spec chassis. You just put your body on it.
Yeah, that's perfect.
My
I love
favorite,
that.
the Legend series, what I was just about to mention. That's my favorite
Ooh.
thing they do. So this is basically resto modding, restoring your own vehicle. So you bring them a body, a good, clean, patinaed body,
Yep.
and they basically take that bitch off, put it onto everything that is theirs,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have this gorgeous looking old truck that drives like a brand spanking new vehicle.
This is what I want to do with classic Toyotas.
So
Not gonna lie.
basically, if you want a Roadster Shop vehicle, it's really easy. All you got to do is bring it to them with a ton of money, which is worth it. I'm not
Totally.
I'm not shitting on them for
Well,
it. It's
here's the
worth every
thing:
penny.
is now it's basically a brand new vehicle.
Yeah, and they actually 3D scan the entire vehicle, and then they take the chassis and the body and separate them, and then they 3D scan the entire chassis and they 3D scan the entire underside of the body, and then they build an entire CAD file, which is what you're looking at right now, for the entire brand new frame.
This is awesome.
It's incredible the work they do. It really is.
I mean, they're essentially building better versions of factory replacements.
Yep.
It's awesome.
And they're all good for like Renee was just out visiting.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's just it's
Like, yeah, bring that truck back to life and put it on something modern so it can
you-
stop and it can turn.
you think this is good. You ready to get fucking bricked up over something
Fuck
amazing?
yeah, let's go.
Look up their 88 to 98 two-wheel drive chassis. Buddy, you are not ready for
Okay.
this. This is the coolest
Where do I
thing
go?
ever.
Chassis?
Chassis. And then do
Trucks. I already see stuff that I like.
Oh, dude, we're gonna go through some of their builds, and you won't even know what to do. Like the Inferno Camaro is one of my favorites.
It makes the list, so I'm curious. But where am I going to? The 80s?
Yes. So you need to do a scroll down. There's got to be more. Yep, that one. That
Oh.
one. That one.
Oh.
So you got to go with the low pro chassis.
Yep.
So notice the price is $40,000
Yeah.
just for the chassis.
So is a new car, by the way.
Yep.
So if you have a car,
But so here's the thing with this. This chassis, you can put your body on it and your bed, and you can lay frame and tuck like up to like a 22-inch wheel without having to tub the bed.
that's fantastic.
Because this
Holy
uses
shit.
the independent rear suspension out of the ZL1 Camaro.
Yes.
Custom made 1 or 2-piece billet control arms that
Thank
change.
you.
See at the back
Yeah,
there?
look at that.
Yeah, so the whole thing can just lay.
Yes.
That they unveiled that at look at dude.
Wow.
I mean, dude, the shit that these guys do is next level. Like,
Damn.
look at that. That fits under the factory body. No modification required.
My mind is completely blown. That's fantastic. Holy hell.
Yeah, it's incredibly cool to see all this technology.
Do they build shit for like modifying unibody cars too.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, thank God.
They do front subframes. So if you like your F-body, unibody Camaros that just have the front frame rails, full chassis for that. You name it. And here's the other thing too. You can bring them any vehicle on this planet, and they will build you a chassis.
Build something.
It literally, it does not matter. See, right at the end, custom. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You want it,
Just
they'll make it.
Whatever.
I mean, bring your checkbook,
Oh, yeah.
but you want it, they'll make it. But it's for literally... Oh, and by the way, they have their own podcast as well. I don't know if you've ever listened to it before.
No, I haven't, but
Yep,
I'm
Roadster
definitely
Shop.
going to. Look at that.
Yep.
Latest episode. Hell yeah. This
Oil
is
and
badass.
Whiskey Podcast. That's what it is.
That's a great fucking name.
Yeah. No, they're real good. Go to their
get it.
gallery.
Yeah. Let's check it out.
Do their completed vehicles. And then stay up at the top there for a second. Oh, actually, do the 87 Grand National. I know about this car.
Okay.
I know a couple of things with this. So they'll show you every...
Oh, boy.
So there's the full CAD files, them building them and then completing them of the entire underside. That's when they did the 3D scanning, actually. For purists of Grand Nationals, I do believe this car does not have a turbo V6 in it anymore. I'm pretty sure it has like a 1200 horsepower twin turbo V8 in it.
I can't be mad about that, though.
No.
Like, yeah, okay. It was cool before, but, like, it's really cool now. Dang.
Yeah, these guys are serious business. Growing up watching like the car TV shows and stuff, you always heard of the Ring Brothers was the big like custom car guys, right? Mm-hmm. I've seen it, not to shit on the Ring Brothers work either, because their stuff is very, very, very high quality work. But personally, after seeing this stuff up and close in person and having a buddy that works for these guys, I think this is just the best shit you can buy. Mm-hmm. I mean, fucking Joe Rogan agrees too, right?
They're making it. And, I mean, look at that.
Yeah. All handmade, they don't fuck around, every single piece. And that's the thing. Everything is made in-house. That full chassis, they 3D design it, and then they have a massive plasma table, and they cut it out, and these pieces all fit together like Legos in their CAD
awesome.
file, and then you just literally take all the pieces apart, assemble them, weld them.
Wow.
And then you have full box tube chassis that are all CAD designed to be like rigid as fuck.
I love it. Dude, cars these days are like, they just go to scrap when they crash, because the manufacturers are so worried about what might happen to the other car or somebody outside the vehicle that
They stop caring about.
They stop caring about the car and the person in the car. I think. And it's like, why are the manufacturers enabling people to be worse drivers?
I don't know.
Because they're giving them a lot of creature comforts that allows them to be on their phone, eating breakfast, doing their makeup, brushing their hair.
I mean,
like, I've seen some heinous behavior behind the wheel of a car on the highway.
I mean, I'm guilty of it at this point. The Ranger I just bought has lane keep, adaptive cruise, and I specifically looked for one with those features, which like 5 years ago I never would have fucking said. But I try to take pride in the fact that I go out of my way to pay attention while driving, because
It's important.
driving.
You're driving.
But I do find that those couple things will catch stuff that I miss,
Of course.
which is kind of cool.
Once
That's
in a
why I
while, they do that.
But I have had them also do some dumb things too. So
Yeah, and when you use it as an excuse to do dumb things, it's even worse, and that's what bugs me the most. Like, I understand using it because, like, we just road tripped to Michigan,
yeah,
and I used it pretty much the whole way because it's 16 hours of driving,
monotonous.
but I'm
It's
staring
highway
at
hypnosis.
all the cars on the highway around me at all times. Like, I'm not just like chilling, messing around with stuff. Like, I got co-pilots. That's
what they're for.
They take care of the snack and the water.
I pilot, they co-pilot.
Yeah, exactly. They do the playlist, they adjust the navigation, whatever. Like, I'm driving.
Renee and I will actually joke because I drive a lot. Like, she does drive occasionally, but like I usually am the one that's driving. And she's always said, like, oh yeah, she's like, you're not that good of a passenger at this point in time. You're the driver. And I'm like, well, yeah, but I like the way I drive more than the way she drives. Not gonna say she's a bad driver, but prefer my driving.
I feel so. Hannah is one of the only people I can actually fall asleep in the car while they're driving.
That's impressive.
Which is pretty crazy. So at first I was nervous, but then we road trip to South Carolina and like I couldn't even stay awake. Like she was just driving and I was just lulled right to sleep. I was like, holy shit. So that was impressive because there's been a lot of people in my life that I've been in the vehicle with them while they're driving, and it was terrifying.
Yeah.
And you're not one of those people. You've been totally fine.
I've been on the road way too much in my life at this point in time.
And because of that, like, so the reason I drove that whole fucking way, I don't know if I said this before, but I just wanted to see if I could do it.
Yeah, you did say.
I did say that. Okay. So, yeah, sorry I repeated myself, but yeah.
No worries. I get it.
Like, driving is kind of a challenge.
It is.
So.
You just got to push yourself. If you're going to, I don't want to say if you're going to push yourself, but like, if you're going to push yourself, make sure you have a co-pilot with you that is like a good co-pilot, not somebody that just is like, off, whatever.
Yeah, off in Neverland, or they don't say anything to you when you do
whatever
stuff. Or,
yeah, no, you need to be somebody else that's attentive.
Yeah. Like, I've definitely been in the car where other people fell asleep, but, like, it's usually not for long. So, it can go both ways. Don't drive while you're completely exhausted. That's one thing. Like, we stopped.
Equal to drunk driving.
Yeah. So, like, we stopped. So, we did 12 and a half, 13 hours the first day, which wasn't bad because it was like 7 to 7, and we stopped a few times, and, like, it was fine.
Chilled. Everybody was cruising together, so we just...
Yeah. And we were calling each other and stuff, so...
Drag racing on the streets of Mexico.
On the streets of Mexico. Hey, I went to Mexico today.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah. Anyway, and then we drove 3 hours the next day. So we slept and then drove.
Which was way smarter.
Yeah. That definitely helped a lot.
Yeah.
Because
on the way back, we just freight trained Michigan to New Hampshire, which is... I was bad co-pilot. I fell asleep, but my gut was...
messed up.
Fucked up.
I drove the whole way home, and then our friend who came along, who also had gut issues all weekend, fucking decided to buy some pizza in the middle of bumfuck nowhere in New York. And I was like, seriously? You got podunk pizza on a Sunday afternoon?
Oh, boy.
What are you doing?
That's just not...
And then, like,
dude,
3/4 of the way home, he was feeling it a little bit, and I was like, just thinking to myself, like, the fucking pizza.
It's the pizza, bro.
It's the fucking pizza.
Dude.
He made it, though. He did make it.
I mean, good. That's good.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for his toilet when he got home. Fucking it.
I feel sorry for my toilet when I got home. Because, okay, when you sleep in a field for like a week,
your gut's fucked.
and then you just drive. We drove almost the whole width of the country.
Let's rephrase that. When you drive a third away across the country, then sleep in a field for a weekend, and then drive a third of the way back.
Yeah. It was insane. Good life is crazy. We got some new stuff up.
Yeah. This was your first, correct?
Yep. First year.
Yep, first year VIP.
Notice the quality of this lanyard here.
Yeah, it's like nice screen print, Grid Life VIP, all
they
that
got
jazz.
this hook, this
Fucking,
clasp
like,
here.
Goddamn clasp over here.
Legit.
And then now it's all little
COVID
dinky
year,
stuff.
FCP Euro. I can't blame them with Grid Life. But this is Grid Life from last year, right?
Yes.
And this is Grid Life from this year. So we got the same things, and then this thing fell apart.
Yeah, yours.
Because it got a little wet.
Mine, I can't tell if... I don't think this one is the same before, right? Or like the same material. These feel like the same material, but that one didn't.
That one did not. It's a cool design, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a dude holding an eyeball. They put a lot of stuff into this one.
They really did. We actually should get those posters. I'm going to bring over the posters. I'm actually going to get them framed.
Yeah, I have one right there in a tube, actually.
Whoa.
Just watch this thing, because...
Damn. this the side that you were opening? Sure,
Yes.
seems like it. Actually,
I
it's yours. I'll let you.
I tucked
do the
that
honors.
mother in there.
You guys still haven't seen my cat one from the year previous, though.
No.
The 2022 year. I still gotta get you pictures of that. Thing's sick.
Oh, man, the girl.
So this was... I'm trying to remember who was the headliners this year. Subtronics, Boogie T,
Wooly was there.
Wooly was there.
Which I saw people wearing woolly jerseys. I didn't know that was a thing. And they were black and blue, like Modcast blue.
Rowdy. Oh, the sound effects. Yes. Look at that. As you can see, it matches your little VIP thing.
Yeah, this was part of the VIP package. Limited, right? Edition. We were like some of the first people to get our stuff.
So I figured out this one wasn't the limited edition one. Everybody VIP got this year, or you could purchase it. There was another variant of this that it was orange in the background, and there was like 50 of those. And then there was 5 where instead of it being orange, it was like gold foil.
Ooh.
Yes. So
that's
next
a
year
cool
we're
one.
getting early in line to.
Yeah, because we were pretty early, and they, I think, only handed these out. It was first day we were set up, and we went over.
So many people there too. Oh my god! Like when we got there early, and like
Yeah, because the gates opened at what, 2?
2,
And we were there by 12, 1:30 maybe.
something like that.
And then they
And we
opened
were
at 2, and then we sat in the same place for like 30 minutes before we moved at all.
And then we had to
And
do
then
that weird big dude. That was so fucked up. They made us go through this big like roundabout entrance thing that had like foot deep potholes. And I mean like Grid Life is a thing where like a lot of
Slammed
like,
cars.
JDM, Euro, just slammed stuff shows up too. So I mean to make it drive through that's fucked up.
There was a Porsche, a lowered Porsche, and like 2 lowered Audis behind my Wagoneer.
That's right.
And then in front of us, we had Logan in his fucking aired out Subaru.
Bagged, fucking narrow body. Like he had that thing in monster truck mode. He had like 90 psi in all 4 bags.
Yeah, I watched him
He was
like crawl sideways over something because the fucking like right rear lifted. It was so stiff underneath. It was like
flex.
It's not rally car status. Not that one.
No,
No, that one is street car to the max.
streetcar race car.
That thing is fucking quick.
And
And he was only on pump gas.
You got to see it from the
Behind.
rear angle when he took off.
I was watching him throw fireballs the whole time.
Yeah.
He passed you guys and threw a fireball. He was throwing them way before that.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You know how happy he was to see that thing throw fireballs again too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. Speaking of fireballs out of that car, I ever told you about the story? I almost lost my eyebrows to a fireball out of the back of his car.
How the fuck?
So at this point in time, we also didn't know that it shot fireballs, which was the problem.
Yeah, that's not good.
We were in House of Boost. So if you're looking at the front of House of Boost, there's 3 16-foot doors across the front of our garage. If you're looking at the house, we were in the left-hand bay.
Yep.
And his car was sitting in the lift, right?
Okay.
So we had the doors closed.
Oh,
Pretty sure they were closed.
yeah.
Yeah, because I was leaning up against the back of it. His car was rolled like as far forward as it could be. So there's 10 foot or so between us, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting there recording with my phone pressed up against the back of this fucking garage door. And, buddy, he revs it 3 times and it shot a fireball straight at my face because he has one single exit exhaust pointed right at me. Oh, it was great. Absolutely great. He was like, "That shoot a fireball?" Yeah, it did. I'll have to find that video because I have the video somewhere still.
That's really funny.
Yes.
Good thing you still have them, though.
Right? You gotta pull your phone out every
You
now
look
and then.
confused. I'm going somewhere.
I'm very
with this.
confused. Honda Accord, 2005 Honda Accord S-Type.
I think
So it's
maybe
like a K20 fucking deal. I don't know my Hondas.
No, so some of these Accords came with a V6, and I think they were a Type S.
Okay.
Let's
Interesting.
and yeah, it's so I went to Mexico,
That's right.
and I'm not sure if it's an 05 or an 06. Let's try 04 because I know somebody who has one with a V6.
Do I know this somebody?
No, it's somebody I work with.
Okay, fair enough.
That thing is got some miles on it, by the way.
Yeah?
His car, oh yeah,
Well, I mean, what
It's-
fucking Honda Accord doesn't?
for real. So I'm not seeing a resemblance. I don't know if He might have like had a up badge on this car at one point, and it was like peeled off. Like it was a shitbox.
Okay,
for sure. Dude had a hat on backwards. Was ripping a cigarette today.
Sick.
I pulled on a Honda on the highway
Yoda gang.
at high RPM.
Really?
Both cars. Yeah.
Really?
I was surprised. Like his high RPM was definitely a lot higher than mine, but I pulled on him.
I mean, you have a blower, so
I do.
It's fair.
A centrifugal blower too.
Yeah, that's what it was like. You can't rev it as much.
Nope.
I mean, want to, just can't.
But if his was the V6, which it kind of sounded 4-cylinder, which makes me think it has like no horsepower, and that means that my car's not making that much.
Yeah.
But if it was the other one, then my car's making some good power because the V6 put down 240.
Okay.
So if I beat the V6, because it was lowered and on wheels and stuff, but
Okay, so I mean, it was a shitbox, but like
he had an exhaust and I couldn't hear.
it was like his shitbox.
It was his shitbox. I could not hear
I have one of those.
the sound of his exhaust over mine.
Okay. Okay.
And he looked very surprised when we were pulling because I was ahead of him. I like looked back and he was like,
Like the fuck?
yeah. But
Good shit.
I'm hoping, yeah, I won't say how fast we went, but let's say I got to the speed limit really quickly and it was quicker than he got to the speed limit.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. He definitely was doing under the speed limit.
Oh, yeah. Well, right up to it. And
Right
then-
up to it, and then of course never exceeding it.
Yep.
That is
Anyway,
disrespectful and illegal.
Proud of Stitch. I lowered Stitch, by the way.
Yes. Wow, that was a thing this weekend.
We did a thing.
Clicky clacky bang noises and stuff.
Yeah.
I showed up for a period of it.
He helped me with the hardest part of it, actually.
That CV axle was a
Getting the CV axle up.
bitch. Oh my god.
So fuck carrier bearings on CV axles. I understand why they're there,
but
but
like at the same time,
when they're pressed
stop.
into a bracket that
my
doesn't
God.
come with the axle, which I forgot about, to be totally honest.
right?
And then I put it in the air and I was like,
Fuck.
guess I have to do that. So yeah, getting that CV axle out of that bracket is not fun. So my advice, order a new bracket.
Yes. Take the whole
Put it
bitch
all
out
together.
in one chunk.
Yep. Because it comes out easy then.
Or live down south. Fuck you, southern boys.
Yeah,
And all your fucking
I know.
rust-free cars. Shit, fucking
I hate that.
annoying as hell.
I mean, I love it, but I hate it. So
Yeah, like that. Those are the cars I want to work on. I just want to work on them up here.
So Skip, who's been on here, is interviewing at a Toyota dealership down in Florida,
Okay.
and he sent me some pictures of their showroom.
Good shit.
Oh yeah, like real old stuff.
70s old.
70s.
Speaking of which, I found a Celica GT today.
Did you?
I did.
Like what year? Like 70s, 80s,
It was like
90s.
a liftback.
Liftback.
80s
Well,
one maybe.
Yeah, they're all liftbacks.
80s.
Flip up headlights.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so probably late 80s.
So it's at the Napa in Dover. Drove past it and I was like, hey, check it out. Anywho,
The fuck was I talking about?
the stuff at the showroom.
Showroom. Yeah, some like old FJs, I think, and like,
All big money shit.
yeah, like really nice stuff. Probably not for sale at this Toyota dealership, but if they are, mad respect for that because,
They
I
should put
mean,
a warranty on it.
oh yeah,
If they did,
I would only buy my cars there
Yeah,
if they
right.
put a warranty on that.
I don't even care if it's. Speaking of warranty, nah, we're not even gonna bring that up. I'm not worried about it.
But one thing he did send to me was it looked like employee parking.
Okay.
Blue X Runner.
Really? Mm-hmm. The like, what is it? Daytona blue?
Nope, that I think is
Did I get the color right though?
Dodge. It is blue. Speedway blue.
Speedway, but fucking.
That's what it is.
Similar-ish.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
So like, yeah, there's probably a tech, if I had to guess, who works there that has an X Runner.
no shit.
So I'm hoping that he gets this position and
So
can
we can figure out what's up with this guy.
do some
so-
chatting with this guy because like
and then you can buy that truck
that
from him.
truck
'cause-
goes up for sale. I want it.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I understand why you got rid of your X Runner, but why'd you get rid of your?
it kills
X-Runner?
me every day. Every time I hear 5x114, guess what I think about? It's not an STI, that's for sure.
Nope.
It's an X-Runner.
Nope. If I go 5x114, it's probably an STI. So
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
Just, yeah.
5x100.
So many things. 5x114. I think Nate's car is 5x108.
Yeah, isn't it like 1087 or something?
Yeah.
Like
The
retarded
Volvo
fucking
stuff. Pretty
What?
sure I think the Focus RS shares that. But I'm not sure about that. Don't take that to heart. But yeah, pretty weird, right? I mean Euro stuff. Swedish Euro
number.
stuff.
Swedish. The fucking Swedes.
So,
Goofy shit.
yeah, Stitch is pretty planted now. I did those KYB shocks with my Tyne lowering springs. I'll say that my wheel and tire setup is too aggressive for what the car can handle, just as a stock body car.
That's fair.
Too much sidewall for sure. Probably too much width on the wheel as well. A 9-inch wheel would probably be perfect. Or like no, actually, I can't go in deeper on the offset. So I literally have to go with a narrower wheel.
Nah, I say we just figure out a way to make it so you can camber your top out and just leave it square.
Just leave it square.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to pull the fenders. I'm
Yes.
not going the route of getting different wheels, but
Good.
like
Good.
if I was going to do it again just to maintain the stockness of the body, I would
Right.
go that route.
Yeah,
but I got the wheels already, so
So much easier to just run. Actually, you said you have a coworker that's got the rolling thing, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Fuck yeah.
and I have a heat gun, so let's
You
get
better get it nice and warm and then just light pressure.
Just light the whole way through. It's gonna take like probably 4 hours aside, but
Who cares?
so what?
My paint's not gonna be fucked up. When
Yeah,
I'm done.
and it's gonna look sick. So tucking, I'm putting 255s on the car. I was committed to 265s, and I have since given up on 265s because it turns out that's a way more niche size than 255 35 18.
Which feels like a 265 30 18.
I looked for that too, and the prices like jump by a lot when you get to that size.
I mean, a 30 sidewall is
Yeah. So I was like,
it's a little sidewall.
even on a 265, 285, it's not
It's
too
not
bad.
terrible, but 265.
But yeah,
that's
265, it's rubber bands. So I didn't want to go that light on sidewall, given that we do live in New England and the roads here are fucking garbage. So
That is a fact.
having just done my neighbor's Honda, which you can see on my Instagram at
MT
XPMT_626.
There it is. Got it.
So I'm going to probably take that out, but I just had a mental retardation moment.
Wait. Here's a nice pause. XPMT_626.
That's it.
There it is.
Yep. So
Like, whatever.
the build is on there, like, as I go. I just post, like, you're not going to see everything because I'm trying to reserve a lot of the actual, like, making video type stuff for our channel here. But, yeah, you can follow all the progress on there if you wanted to. So it rides really well. It's definitely stiffer, but there's too much body roll still because there's a lot of weight up top. I'm convinced that's why. So we're going to stiffen up the sway bar and hopefully see
what happens.
if
You
that
got an
gets better.
adjustable one, correct?
I'm going to be getting one.
Going
I
to
haven't gotten one yet,
Okay.
but that is moving much higher on the list of items that need to go under the car.
Yeah.
That and adjustable end links all the way around, because my front camber is 1.2 degrees more positive than it was before, and I can't go any lower because my sway bar end links are still factory length, so it's pushing out on the strut, so it's tipping my tire out.
That's fucking obnoxious.
It is. I had negative 1.7 before. Now I
Perfect.
have negative 0.5. Negative 0.8 is the
mean-
deepest I can go on the passenger side.
I mean, you're at least negative still. It's better than a positive camber, but like,
Yeah, that would be pissed.
yeah.
I would be really
I take the
pissed.
springs back out for now.
Yeah, exactly. I actually tossed out all the old suspension parts, so
It kind of stuck.
I could stick coilovers in it in the meantime, though. Just be like, wow, that's way better.
You do have coilovers.
I do.
currently, right?
Sitting in a box, fully assembled.
Which are gonna go in Reuben then?
Reuben.
Uh,
Yep. because
Okay.
the car is going to be yellow, and what goes better with yellow than purple and black coilovers?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with that logic.
Yeah.
Yellow, purple. Perfect
So,
colors together.
You'll definitely see it when it's on track. It will be sticking out like a sore thumb.
Hey, where's... Oh, there he is.
Yep, over there.
I found him.
It's the school bus.
Yeah. Not Ruben.
That'll be a fun one, though.
I don't know if I got much more else today. It was kind of like an unplanned kind of go through and just...
What'd you think of the race? You watched it, right?
I actually haven't gotten all the way through the race just...
How far into it are you? How many laps?
15 or 20.
15 or 20 in?
Yeah.
So we can talk about qualifying.
We can't
Because
talk
you know
about
the starting
qualifying.
grid.
I do know the starting
So
grid.
Checo Perez is in
What
a
the
slump
Fuck was
in
up
his
with that.
qualifying. I don't know what his problem is.
In the beginning of the race, too, he was also terrible. He
Mm-hmm.
dropped like 2 pole right off the get-go. What the fuck?
I don't know.
And then, just like usual, Verstappen just...
Dude,
Absolutely, like, you want to hate, but how the fuck can you hate?
I just don't want to be his fucking bandwagon fan.
No.
I like Red Bull, but not just because of Max Verstappen.
No, it's because of the other drivers and stuff.
I think that there's a lot of character in the team, and there's a lot of mechanics and engineers that have been there for a really long fucking time.
Who obviously know what the fuck they're doing.
And
Because
they,
the cars are insanely fast.
you can see it in the way the team operates, that they all give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's on board to do whatever it takes to win races.
And they do that a lot.
They do that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a lot of these other teams kind of got complacent with the fact that they were in Formula One and like they're the pinnacle because, like
And then Red Bull was like,
Ferrari.
yeah.
They're the pinnacle, but not really because
They
first
don't
it
win
was
it.
Red Bull who took it from them, and then Mercedes took it from Red Bull, and guess what? Red Bull took it back. And now it looks like Aston Martin is just leapfrogging everybody.
Yeah, what the hell happened with that all of a sudden, too?
So-
Alonso decided to start going faster. The cars... Well,
The car
notice
got
how-
fast.
Notice how all of the cars started getting faster all of a sudden? Well, actually, I guess the Aston cars started getting faster before this, but what was the race when Checo's car got airlifted out?
Oh,
in the
Monaco?
pole? And
Yeah,
notice
because
how
he-
all the cars have been getting faster progressively
Yeah,
since then?
I saw something about that. It was like, yeah, all of them have seen the bottom of the Red Bull now, which produces a shitload of downforce.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all probably making some serious changes to their designs, but
They're like, oh, that's how you do it.
So the thing is there were a lot of teams that had scheduled upgrades to their car, because like the upgrades they do to these cars take like 2 months sometimes to produce, and they all work together.
Jesus Christ.
So like their 3D printing stuff, they're making it out of titanium,
True,
their carbon
which all
fiber,
takes
like
a shit ton of time.
tons of time, test fitting, and then they're putting some of these items, if they're bigger, like different chassis type setups, into the wind tunnel, and they got to analyze all that data and then make changes and try to keep going with that and use races to get data. It's just like, it's the most like high performance engineering in the constraints of what Formula One as a fucking organization thinks is okay.
Right.
Which is kind of annoying because I feel like a lot of these guys, if you like let them just go free,
These cars would be insanely fast.
I don't know if humans would be able to drive them.
Actually, we wouldn't be able to withstand the G-forces.
Like, you'd have to be probably genetically altered in some way to be able to handle that car. Not that, I don't think there already aren't drivers that are like that. Max Verstappen.
What is the gene splicing? The
CRISPR?
That's
That
it.
Rogan talks about all the
CRISPR,
time.
Yeah.
So we learned like the basic fundamentals of how to at least get to the gene splitting part of CRISPR in high school.
Oh yeah, that was the DNA thing when you just like, hey, look, here it is.
Made a strand and then
like, I think I did it out of a strawberry. I think it
yeah.
was.
So with ours, like
Yeah.
we used our own
That's sick.
in AP, and we like did it forensics. So like they have this gel that you run electrolysis through, and it pulls the pieces through the gelatin, and because they know the density of the gelatin, then you can
know.
compare the size of the DNA strands that get pulled through the gel, because you add dye to the DNA strands and an enzyme.
What the fuck?
And then when you pull it through the gel, you have wells in each one, and it pulls straight through because it's electric current.
Yep.
Unlike like water current or whatever that would like bend with the shape, it just goes through.
Yeah, straight point A to
it's
point
a straight pass through the gel.
Yep.
So it basically makes a barcode of the different DNAs.
I know exactly what you're talking about. That's how they... Okay, the bar graph. Yeah,
so
yeah.
CRISPR works in the same way, where like once they identify the enzymes for certain gene
they just
codes,
take that one out and add...
and then they figure out how to then take an equivalent chunk out of something else and make it all work. Then really the only challenge is inserting it into that spot.
Right, which...
And then if you find a way to do
really
that,
isn't easy.
they use viruses.
That makes perfect fucking sense.
Like mRNA.
Interesting.
You can put 2 and 2 together, but that's how it works.
So they basically create a quote-unquote virus that the virus just takes this portion of DNA and turns it into this portion of DNA.
Yeah, because they figured out how to take that chunk and put it inside the virus instead of the virus's DNA. And then you use the virus to insert it.
Humans are a little smart, aren't we?
Scarily smart.
Yeah.
Actually,
not me.
not
the
me.
Guy that
I'm just
created
observing.
That, smart guy.
I'm just observing this shit.
Yeah. It's just interesting to be like, huh, so we can do that.
I guess they're going to be building... I think it was a Scientific American article. Can't quote me on that whatsoever. But there was an article that was brought up in front of me on my phone by Google, so who knows where it was actually from. But it said something to the effect of they are beta testing the first pharmaceutical satellite. So it's a factory that orbits the Earth that makes pharmaceutical products that we can't make on Earth due to the gravitational forces of Earth. So in orbit, there's less gravity. So they're in subgravity.
What do you make in space that you can't make down here?
I don't know if they're making instruments.
Instruments I could understand, actually.
So
okay.
Maybe
fucking
they're making
goofy.
It said pharmaceutical products, whatever the hell that means. So whether it's drugs or instruments, I don't know.
That's probably drugs.
It's probably drugs. But
it's probably cocaine. It's probably an efficient cocaine lateral.
There's just some guy coked out who makes decisions.
Coked out of his mind.
And he's like, we're going to put a fucking factory up there.
It'll be like a spaceship and coke.
We're going to have more coke up there.
Oh, God.
That's why Musk has to be able to land the rocket.
Speaking of which, the rocket just reminded me of this. You heard about the Titanic situation right now?
Yeah, I heard something about a submarine that a bunch of rich people paid to go down on to see the Titanic, and now they're missing.
$250,000 a piece they paid to get into this death tube.
Why?
Which is controlled by a $40 Logitech game controller. Have you seen the video?
Do they have extras on board? Probably not.
The memes that have already hit about this shit is disgusting.
Yeah.
How hard they're going in the paint on this. So, a bunch of billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know the effects to all of them, but they basically went down there. It takes about 2 hours to get from the surface to the Titanic underwater.
Jeez.
They lost communication at about an hour 45.
Oh.
The submarine, or that was the last time they communicated. I don't know if it was like they lost it at that
or
point, or
they
that was just the last time
like
they heard from them.
An interval and then nothing after that.
Basically.
Like every 15 minutes they'd check in or something.
Exactly. And whatever it was, an hour 45 in was the last of it, and they're just missing.
Oh.
They can't find the sub. No communication with it. There was like 90 hours worth of air on the sub, but like...
That's pretty much gone.
It was 90 hours worth if everybody's like stays calm.
Oh.
Like,
so probably
isn't
not.
like, and you can't like get up in this sub either. You're like sitting in it.
Okay.
And then you're underwater and it's pitch black. But don't worry, you're only underwater like taller than the distance that Mount Everest is. So it's all right.
And you can't just like straight shot that to the surface either, because everybody will like
the bends. You would pretty much die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah. Terrifying. Literal nightmare fuel.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
So the only thing, and this
That's
is going to sound a
goosebump shit
little,
right there,
this is
guy.
going to sound a little twisted when I say it, but it's meant with a good intention. The only thing I hope and pray actually happened to these people is it sprung a leak and just fucking killed them instantly.
yes, because imagine just sitting there waiting to starve to death or run out of oxygen.
Oh yeah, by the way, did I mention the fact that when they went underwater, this is only supposed to be a 12-hour journey, so everybody brought one water bottle and one sandwich? Yeah, I forgot.
That's bad news,
I forgot
man.
to mention that.
That's really bad news. So, I'm gonna throw on the Haltech hat here.
Oh, Haltech?
Haltech.
Off of that depressing Titanic shit. Hey, if you want to see it that bad, you got to be willing to be part of it.
Yeah, like
We're not meant to go down that deep. We know more about up there than we do down there.
there's a reason that the Titanic sinking that far down was a fucking tragedy.
Yeah.
Here's my thought though.
Okay.
$250,000 a pop.
Yeah.
What if
Oh.
somebody just maybe took that money and killed
Disappeared.
them because the sub was like
So
$1 million item and they just
the only thing, so
Made
this is
more than
actually,
that.
this isn't like a special thing that just happened. This is like a company that does this like
Oh.
often.
well, I mean, I'm guessing okay. So,
So, but
what I'm
here's the-
getting at is like the guy who probably owns that company is probably worth some.
I think he
some
was
dough.
on the boat.
Was he on the
He
boat?
might have been on.
Oh,
it.
then that's not.
That changes it just a
That's a little bit different. Yeah.
he might have been. I'm not. Don't quote me on the him being on it thing, but I think I read somewhere that he was on it.
Okay. Well, that's tragic too.
They spend.
Upset CFO.
Yeah, yeah. They spend. So basically, you spend $250,000 to go out and see the sub, and you could give them the money, get out to the water, and be 20 minutes into your dive, and they can cancel it
Okay.
because it just for the safety of everybody.
Yeah, right.
So, and you refund the money, or they reschedule your trip, or whatever the case may be, but they can scrub them. But they said that every time they have to scrub, if 5 people are going on the sub, so that's $1.25 million worth of investment, they said if they scrub, they lose money because they spend that much in fuel.
Ah, I see.
So,
So they need to fill that thing.
or it's something to those effects. It's like they would spend that much having to go out twice at that point.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. So then you're playing catch up.
Yes. So basically, they try and scrub it
that's
before
tough.
you even leave. Because
Okay.
it's something like I think it was something like an 8-day trip in total to go out to the location.
Oh, yeah.
Take your dive, come back up, and then go
And then
home.
go home.
So like,
They try to weed them out before.
yeah, they're like 400 miles into the ocean.
Yeah.
Off of the easternmost tip of North America.
Yeah, that's middle of nowheresville.
Yeah, like I think isn't this the Titanic's what, like 14,000 feet? I could be totally wrong on those numbers, but
The
like,
length of the ship?
no,
Oh, down.
underwater.
I don't know.
It's I know it's some ungodly, can't comprehend number. How deep? Hey, look, how deep is the Titanic? That's scary that everybody's googling that. Hey,
You were pretty damn close, buddy.
13,000 feet. That was
Yep.
pretty good.
460 miles south of Newfoundland, Canada.
Yep.
Titanic currently rests 13,000 feet under the sea.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
Wow.
A depth that compounds the challenges of finding the lost submarine and its crew in the expanse of the North Atlantic.
Interesting that Fox Weather answered that question.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Fox just out
Why-
here trying to get all of their social medias. Just
I guess
going,
so. And
all
then
their
Titanic
websites.
Facts is the next one. Wouldn't that be the first one? Come on, Google.
I mean, right? Titanic Facts.
Just how deep is the Titanic wreckage in the ocean? Fox Weather 1 hour ago. That's really bizarre. They knew you needed to know.
Yeah. So, at this point in time, I'm pretty sure they've already determined that like the sub would have been completely out of air had they followed everything to a T like
Yeah, I mean,
hours ago at
that's-
this point. And I don't believe they found it.
No, I think they probably died. Unless somehow, some way.
I mean, I'm not going to say anything, but like technically, if one person murdered everybody else in the sub, there'd be a lot of air left for that one person.
Yeah, there would.
I don't want to be that type of guy, but
There's a chance.
survival,
Yeah,
hopefully they find them.
or two people
Two
maybe.
people. There was the really tragic thing. There was a father and son on that,
That's upsetting.
and the son was 18.
Ooh. Yeah, see, I don't think you could convince me to go down there.
No.
I'm good. I've seen pictures. I
Yeah,
don't need to
it's
go
cool.
see.
I've seen the 3D scan file.
Yeah.
When they found it. Yeah, that's cool.
I don't need to see.
I don't need to see it in person.
No, I don't.
Nope.
That's where.
Maybe in 50 years when they've commercialized it and you get on a Greyhound bus to go visit the Titanic.
Yeah.
Sure. Why not? I'll do it at that point.
I'll do it then.
You mean to get on the multi-million-dollar death tube?
Yeah. Probably not.
Let me think. No, don't think I'm gonna do that
It's
one.
like, oh, it's okay. It's small for safety. It's like, no. If we knew how to make it big and safe and commercially cheap, we would do it. Because guess what? That's what we fucking do to everything.
And maybe not control it with a little game controller.
Yeah, have a backup. Like, I don't know, a joystick.
Pull it up real quick. I'm not kidding. Like, I wish I was kidding when I said that it's literally controlled by a Logitech game controller. But like,
submersible missing.
that's
What
a picture of the sub that's
the
missing.
fuck?
Yeah.
Ugh, I just got the chills. Jesus.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going in that.
Ocean Gate Titan.
I will not be going in that thing anywhere.
No.
Did they show the interior?
Wait, what was the first line of that?
Got a Rolling Stone article here.
Searching for the missing Titan, which failed to return sun. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep.
30-minute intervals coming from an area where divers disappeared according. Ah. Maybe. When was that article released? Yeah, so that entire submarine's 21 feet long, and there's 4 or 5 people inside of it.
Yee.
Yeah. No.
No. That's rough.
Yeah, I really hope. I mean, don't get me wrong. If they survive, like, if they are alive, I want them to come home safe. It doesn't matter what type of person you are. I don't care. Like, nobody deserves to die that way. The people that
No.
are on the Titanic didn't deserve
that.
to die that way.
Well,
But, like,
it's kind of one of those things, though, where it's like, hey, let's go see where a bunch of people died. Maybe you don't want to go there.
yeah.
Because a bunch of people fucking died there.
Yeah, like, hello.
Maybe people shouldn't be there.
Yeah, like, that's call it whatever you want to call it, sacred ground, holy ground, whatever you like. Maybe not holy ground, but those people died. Let them rest. They're there. There's no way of like saving. We can't bring the Titanic up. Like, it's never gonna like.
Someday they might, but just let it rest.
If there's even anything left of it, because
Yeah.
with every ticking day, I mean, it's just eroding more and more.
Of course. Salt on iron and oxygen and currents. Like, it's turning back into what it was before we made it into to steel and
Right.
turned it into a boat.
It's just becoming Earth again. Mother Nature always wins.
It always wins. But yeah, Boston Coast Guard leading the rescue efforts. Interesting.
Like I said, if they're alive, I want them to come home safe. If they are not alive, I hope it was quick.
Yeah, just for their sake.
Yep. So on that amazing note, what do you think?
I think, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I think.
I think this has been the Modcast.
I think probably.
All right. In that case, my name's Gabe Anderson.
I'm Jake Overall.
Have a good night, everybody.